I kept it in one seamless flow, starting light and witty, escalating into dark, terrifying power, with a final twist that the humans were running a trap all along. It began, as most galaxy-shaking events do, with a joke. "Hot enough for you?" Captain Elias Dane asked cheerfully, brushing soot from the shoulders of his scorched uniform as if he'd only stepped too close to a barbecue pit. The alien officer opposite him didn't laugh. It wheezed through its respirator, claw fingers twitching nervously. Behind it, through the shattered viewport, the battlefield burned like a world-sized bonfire. The air shimmered, steel bent and sagged, cities reduced to glowing rubble. Flames licked the sky. For most species, it was a death sentence. For the humans, apparently, it was a punchline. Because Dane hadn't just walked through that inferno. He and his squad had strolled across it, laughing. The conflict had started stupidly enough, as most wars do. The Koreth Dominion believed humans were a minor frontier species, a noisy primate branch that had only just begun to throw ships beyond their star. Soft, breakable, convenient new vassals. They underestimated. Of course, everyone always did. The Dominion brought fire, literal fire. Their weapons focused on incendiary saturation, plasma storms, chemical accelerants, atmosphere-igniting bombs. Entire continents turned into seas of flame. Their theory was simple. No species without chitin armor or sealed carapace lungs could possibly survive in fire-drenched air. They didn't know about human firefighters, or about Australian summer barbecues, or about Marines who called napalm cooking spray. The first reports from the front puzzled them. Enemy infantry continued advancing after exposure. Subject soldiers unarmored, immune to panic. Auditory recordings confirm laughter. Laughter. It hadn't been strategy, not at first. Elias admitted that much. "We weren't trying to be terrifying," he told the alien envoy now, flashing his most harmless grin, the one that always set admirals' teeth on edge. "We just have a habit of laughing when things are at their worst. Helps us stay sane. Ever heard of gallows humor?" The envoy shook its head, bewildered. "Well," Elias continued, "it's the art of making jokes when the hangman's already tightening the rope. See, we figure, if we're going to burn anyway, might as well get the last laugh." Literally. The alien flinched. Elias' words weren't even threats. But there was something more terrifying than threats in his tone. It was the casualness, the shrug of inevitability, the quiet confidence of a species that knew pain like an old drinking buddy. The Dominion escalated. They increased firestorm intensity tenfold. On Sycorax 4, they turned the equator into a permanent hurricane of flames. The skies boiled. The oceans steamed. And yet the humans still came. Infantry units in patchy flame-resistant fatigues, faces smeared with soot, singing war songs about campfires. They carried metal boxes of marshmallows, chocolate, and crackers, graham crackers, specifically. Elias remembered the first time the aliens intercepted a unit mid-battle and confiscated their packs. They thought it was rations. It was. Just not in the way they expected. Because when the humans set up in the middle of a firestorm, they didn't just fight. They roasted marshmallows. They made s'mores in the apocalypse. The Dominion's intelligence wing nearly imploded trying to parse the psychological warfare. Were the humans immune? Did they eat fire? Did they require flame to reproduce? Meanwhile, Elias had to bite back laughter every time he saw the reports. He let the rumors spread. It worked better than propaganda. The turning point came on Drelk Prime. The Dominion deployed their ultimate cleansing wave, an engineered firestorm designed to burn hotter than magma, hotter than any natural combustion. They broadcast it galaxy-wide. The ape world will scream as their lungs turn to ash. Elias and his task force walked directly into it. When the firestorm hit, the aliens cheered. When the smoke cleared, their cheers curdled into horror. Because the humans weren't dead. They were standing, laughing. Helmets off, uniforms scorched but intact. Some were dancing in the flames, others slapping each other on the back. Elias raised his hand and toasted the Dominion fleet with a skewered marshmallow, perfectly golden brown. The Dominion's high command had no words. Their fleet withdrew. Entire sectors went silent. The war machine stalled. Now, sitting in the ruins, Elias leaned toward the envoy. His tone was polite, conversational, dangerously so. "You assumed fire would kill us. That was your first mistake. Fire's not our enemy. It's our oldest friend. We've been playing with it since we climbed down from the trees. We burn food before we eat it. We burn forests so they regrow stronger. We even burn ourselves for fun. Ever heard of fire walking?" The envoy trembled. "Oh, it's delightful," Elias said cheerfully. "We heat stones till they're glowing, then walk across them barefoot. Family tradition in some places. Little singe, nothing serious. Builds character. Builds trust. Builds, well," he gestured broadly to the collapsed war around them, "this." Behind the mask of casual charm, Elias was calculating. Because none of this was accidental. Yes, humans laughed in fire. Yes, they weaponized their cultural quirks. But the truth ran deeper. Firestorms? They had anticipated them. Their scientists had mapped Dominion tactics decades ago. They'd been preparing countermeasures long before the first shot was fired. Heat-resistant gear disguised as fatigues, breathing tech hidden in jewelry, nano-coatings on skin. The laughter? Genuine. The survival? Engineered. The Dominion never realized the humans had let the war burn long enough to bait the trap. Let them rely so heavily on flame that their entire doctrine became brittle. When the day came that humans revealed themselves immune, the Dominion had nothing else. No fallback, no secondary strategy. The war didn't just collapse. It imploded. As Dominion fleets scattered, whispers spread across the galaxy. Stories of fireproof humans, laughing pyromaniacs, creatures immune to pain. Some said they were flame elementals. Others claimed they were demons. Elias didn't correct them. Let fear do the work. His officers gathered around the envoy, grinning like wolves dressed in ashes. "So here's the deal," Elias said smoothly, tone polite but carrying the sharpness of a blade hidden in silk. "Your people surrender. They stop burning worlds. They sign our terms. Otherwise, we'll walk into your core systems and light our own campfires. Maybe we'll even roast marshmallows on the rubble of your throne world. Up to you." The envoy's claws shook as it signed. And so the war ended. Not with the bang of superweapons, not with fleets annihilated, but with the sight of humans laughing in the flames. Later, in the quiet of his command tent, Elias set down his cup of tea and allowed himself the rarest indulgence: honesty. It had all been a setup. The laughter, the firewalking, the marshmallows. Centuries of culture sharpened into a weapon. A trap baited with humanity's oldest friend. The Dominion had thought themselves masters of fire. They never realized humanity had tamed it long before they tamed the stars. Elias smiled, raised his cup in silent toast to the embers outside, and whispered, "Mission accomplished."